Howdy folks, George Shively again with you here on a new project. This is a 2007 Carver Marquis 59. Kind of already have gotten started here, so we're kind of coming into this a little bit midstream, but we are doing a complete refit, electronics refit on this boat, adding neat stuff like the Starlink system, removing the satellite TV, the old SATCOM that was on it. Of course, tons of wire, and we're redoing things like making new switch plates here to accommodate a wider remote control for the stereo on the bridge, working inside, electrical panels open. Right now we're concentrating mostly on the bridge and taking that apart, doing wiring, lots of wiring, working on the bridge right now. That main panel is going to come out where the D-deck displays are, and we're going to put in a garment. Stand by. Here we are up on the hardtop. You can see that on the very top where the dome used to be is the new marinized version of the Starlink satellite data antenna that's going to be used for primarily TV. 24-inch dome, Garmin dome below, and a 4-foot open array radar below that. So looks really neat, different, high tech. So as I said, we've kind of already gotten started here on this project, but wanted to kind of step in here and show you some of the progress that we're making. So stay tuned, and we'll be back. Howdy folks, George Shively back with you here. I wanted to show you something here. We're creating a new switch panel for the back deck. Former switch panel had a large Clarion round remote control in it. You remember what the vintage Clarion remote controls looked like. Well, we are putting in a Fusion remote control, and that circle there is too large to accommodate this. So could really either do one of two things. You could make a new switch panel, which is what we're doing, and have that CNC'd. Or what a lot of people would do is take a piece of starboard, put it over this, cover that up, and then drill a new hole, smaller hole for the Fusion, and just mount it in there. But that wouldn't look nearly as nice as what we're doing here, and you'll never know we were in there, and it'll look sharp. So a little bit extra time, but the end result is really going to shine. Stay tuned. Howdy folks, just wanted to show you what that panel looked like after being put back in the boat. As you can tell, it pretty much looks like the old panel, although it's a new panel, repainted, recut, re-CNC'd so that it looks good. No starboard, filler panels. This is on the aft station on the starboard side. So just kind of wanted to show you what that looked like and how that turned out. It was really the correct way to do it. So panel resealed, because this is an area that gets wet when the boat is washed, not to mention raining. So sealed so no water gets in the boat. Stay tuned. Howdy folks, back with you here on the 59. Wanted to kind of show you what we're doing down here at the lower helm. Obviously, all the gear is out. New Garmin's going to go in there. We had to take all the gauges out. Those will be going back in, but we needed to lay a new laminate over top of that, obviously, because we have to cover those holes. The area here on the right side was where the old Voyager system was for the backing camera and engine room camera. That's gone. That information will be displayed on the main screen if needed. We're going to keep the square hole in the upper right there. That's for the VHF speaker, and the autopilot here, and the remote control for the autopilot will go back where it was. So basically we had to do all of this just to deal with that one hole. So that's what we got here. I'll take you up on the bridge here and show you how that came out. So here we are in the bridge. You'll notice pretty much everything looks like maybe I wasn't even here, which is always the plan. We did a few things up here. Previous person had mounted the little square antenna you see right there. That was a satellite radio antenna. That was mounted up on the ceiling upside down.
So needless to say, that didn't work too well, so we removed that. The stereo is the same, that's a Fusion stereo, but we added a remote control, as I think we showed in the earlier video downstairs. New 16-inch Garmin with OEM panel. New 7-inch Garmin in the center. That can be used for really anything, but it was designed to replace the backing camera, engine room camera display that was there. So that can be for cameras or really anything you want, because it's a fully part of the network. And then on the other side here, we have the other 16-inch display. And we removed the C-key system because that's was kind of dead in the water, no longer supported. Replaced the hook there on the right side for the emergency shutdown. Reconnected the air conditioning, and the VHF that the owner preferred to use is up top, so we kept that. So that's kind of how the bridge turned out.
Howdy folks, back with you here. Boat is done and everything is working well. I want to show you how the lower helm came out. We kept the older VHF radio, which you can see right down there. And of course we kept the speaker up top. New autopilot along with the display. Kept the older smart controller. We've integrated that into the system. So that's kind of how that turned out here. Seemed to work real well. So I'm going to take you one other place here and show you what we did here as far as a little bit of networking. If you look down here, you can see that we have our NEMA 2000 connections here. And we also have STNG connections that are there. And then down from that, right there, we have ST1 connections. So that enables that older equipment to be able to talk to the system and be able to be operational and working. And you'll notice that, of course, there's one right there, all the little tags that are on everything so that we know what it is, so we don't have to, if there's a problem, we don't have to go through things and try to figure it out. So stand by. And we're back again. We went ahead and left the old C-tail connections in the galley here. None of the wiring is connected to that, but we really couldn't find something that was close enough to match the existing woodwork, so we just left those there. The new Starlink system is located behind that panel up top. That's a Wi-Fi system, so that's up there and everything's good. And we're going to take you upstairs now real quick. I think I showed you back here that we redid this panel here so that we could accommodate the new Fusion mount there, the new Fusion remote. There was an old Clarion remote there before, and obviously that's not going to work on a Fusion stereo. So we'll go upstairs. Stand by. Okay, here we are upstairs. You can kind of see what we've done up here. I think I took a picture of this before, but the existing Fusion stereo on the port side there, new 16-inch display port, a 7-inch display there in the center, which is a full function display, but they're primarily to replace the old Voyager CCTV system on the boat. And then again, another 16-inch display on the starboard side. We came down here right next to where the refrigerator is, and we installed a fuse panel down here that goes up into the main DC for the bridge. Did not end up using that because there really isn't enough wiring attached to it to pull it out and service it properly. So we decided to go with a fuse panel that is attached to the same DC feed. And of course, as you can see, everything is labeled so we know what's going on. So that's where we're at. Other thing I want to briefly call to your attention is we noticed that there was an EPIRB on the boat. The hydrostatic release was out of date, and that could be a real issue if you're ever boarded and they do an inspection. So we went ahead and replaced the hydrostatic release inside the EPIRB. Battery was still fine, and we instructed the owner on how to get that registered into his name, because at this point it is not, and that's a big no-no. So Anyway, that's where we're at here on the 59, and hopefully gives you an idea here of some of our capabilities. If you want to get in touch with us, 216-407-6553. Our email is southshoremarineelectronics@oh.rr.com. Web address, southshoremarineelectronics.com, excuse me. And that's it. So thank you very much for watching.